Hey guys, welcome back to Out of Debt with Lex. It's your girl Lex, and today we are back with another plan with me for the month of March. My February one actually did really well, so I hope that you guys are excited to see my March plan with me. I'm really excited to plan out some of our bills and what we're looking for in March. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm going to start by actually ripping these pages out. This planner is really cool because it's like removable pages and you can put them back in. And I think it'll be a lot easier to actually write if I rip these out. And then I'm just going to have my notebook kind of set off to the side. I do have a page that is just for bills. I've also written down some of the specific like variable bills. But this page is just for bills. We do have some updates to make to this page as well. I might just do that right now. First of all, you might see that my gym payment is wiped out. I will zoom in once we get these pages up, but my gym payment is wiped out for now because we actually just switched gyms and the payments start maybe in March, maybe in April. So that's pretty lucky and happy. Other updates, daycare. Daycare, we're switching daycares at the first week of March. So currently we pay $249.26 a week for daycare. And at our new daycare, we will be paying $204 a week. Which means we're saving basically $45 a week on daycare, which is not a lot, but it does add up for the whole month. It adds up to like $180 a month saved based on daycare. So that's pretty cool. And then I'm going to set this off to the side and we're just going to focus on the pages for the month. Oh, where do I want this? Okay. I'm hoping you guys can see these pages really clearly. I'm going to start, as always, the goal of this planning monthly is kind of to get a visual of where my paychecks lie in comparison to the bills we have, and then just kind of keeping updates on like what bills were what amounts, any surprise expenses. It just is really helpful to actually see a month at a glance and see what paychecks are paying for what bills. So I'm going to start with writing in the bills, and I actually am going to include February 29th on here because I do get paid on the 29th, and a lot of the bills that this payment is paying for are actually bills in this like first week. So I do want to add that in there as well. So my paychecks are every other Thursday. So I'm going to write in mine first. Alexa's paycheck number 1. Alexa's paycheck number 2. And obviously I'm only really getting paid twice in the month of March, but I'm just saying it's 3 because I am utilizing that first paycheck a lot. Okay, there's my 3 paychecks. We also have Sean's paychecks. So Sean gets paid the same week as I do, but every Friday. So Sean's paycheck number 1. And he actually does get paid 3 times this month. And then he also kind of gets random income throughout the month. Normally I just write it in if he does get it. He does sometimes do like karaoke on the side and he'll get paid for that. He has like random odds and ends jobs where he'll randomly get like 60 or 80 bucks, and I'll just throw it in here just so we like have a record of it. But these are the paychecks that we can know to expect that we'll actually be using for bills. The ones that are just kind of random generally go towards like gas or groceries or something like essential. I just throw them in my wallet. But yeah, a little bit different vibes for those paychecks. For those random expenses, they just kind of go wherever they were given to us or paid for or whatever. For these ones are just like the ones that actually pay for our bills. So that's why I write them in. We also have some paychecks coming through for like the business side of things. So I get paid from Patreon on the 8th of every month. So I'm just going to write Patreon paycheck. And Patreon paycheck, I don't really use it for my own expenses per se. It mostly, we set aside some money for taxes. It does pay for our internet, which is nice. And then it just pays for anything that is like a business expense. Like any subscription that I use for YouTube or Patreon or whatever is paid for with this paycheck and uses pretty much the entire paycheck. Eventually, like obviously with Patreon and YouTube, like I would love to be making some income from my YouTube channels. My reactions YouTube channel, if you've ever seen it, I do have a reactions YouTube channel. It has like about 24,000 subscribers, which is a pretty substantial amount. But because I do music reactions, I actually make like $0 off of it every month. So it is unfortunate that there isn't some way that YouTube can kind of optimize YouTube for like music related creators. I understand like money going towards the artists themselves, but it would be really nice if they could automate some like split sharing income for some of us music reactors, because we would love to make some money on YouTube. The world doesn't revolve around money, obviously, but I do put a lot of time and energy into this side hustle, and it would be nice to be like paid every once in a while other than just like my Patreon. So YouTube paycheck, it's normally on the 28th. I probably, again, won't get anything from YouTube this month. So I'm just going to put it on the 27th. And if I do get something, I will write it in. But I almost never get anything from YouTube. So those are all of my paychecks for the entire month. I am going to color code them in a second. But first, I want to write in a lot of the bills and then we'll color code. I like to kind of color code like this paycheck pays for this, this, and this. This paycheck pays for this and this. You know the drill. You know the drill. So first of all, on the first of the month, we have rent. So rent is $14.84. Then we also have the water sewer fees, which come out on the 1st, which this month they are $40.88. That is it for the 1st, I believe, in terms of things that we pay for related to rent. I have a Squarespace account for the business, and that comes out on the 1st. It is $33 a month, which is awesome. That's it for the 1st. The next payment we have isn't till the 6th. On the 6th is Sean's Capital One card. This card is paid off. Let me tell you, it was paid off. My husband used some money to buy some things that he needed. He does karaoke gigs on the side, and he's trying to start his own like karaoke gig business on the side. So he bought a couple cords at Best Buy, and I didn't reprimand him. I didn't, because he's okay to buy things he wants. But we're trying to keep our cards paid down. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was this muscle that we're trying to form currently in terms of debt. So my husband and I have been in debt for a long time now. And there's almost this muscle where it's like you almost feel okay to put things on credit cards. But we're trying to train in this way that like we put something on a credit card, we pay it off the next month. Like it does not stay there. It does not carry over. If that credit card is paid off, then we will be paying it off every month. So for the 6th, we're basically paying off the cords that he bought with his credit card this month. And kind of using that muscle a little bit. Like, yes, it sucks having to pay for this card, but also we shouldn't have put it on a credit card. So that's kind of where we're at with that. For Sean's credit card, what's due is $73.75, and that will pay off the balance he accrued this month. I feel like there's like a shadow and I really am not feeling it. Must be just getting to our throats. So we will be paying that off again this month. And honestly, I am really proud of him for not just maxing out the card when he had it. He was very like restrained. He got what he needed and now we can pay it off. So I'm not feeling the worst about it, but I'm not feeling the best about it, you know? The next payment we have is on the 7th. We have a couple of payments. So we have our Verizon phone plan on the 7th, which is, let me see, $161.05. This actually went down and is going to continue to go down for the next couple months. Well, at least next month it should go down. Our phones were not paid off, and last month was my phone's last payment. So now my phone is officially paid off, and then this month is Sean's phone's last payment, which means his phone is also officially paid off. So that is pretty awesome. I want to fix the... So that should even go down a little bit more. I would expect it to be like between 140 and 150 a month. Then we also have my Capital One card payment. And that is $197 even this month. The awesome part about my Capital One, it's not that big of a difference, but for my mental state, it is. My Capital One has not been a payment under $200 in ages, it feels like. It was up to like $230 at one point, and it's always been above $200 for like over a year now. So it's at $197, so that feels pretty good. Nothing on the 8th, but we do have a payment on the 9th. On the 9th, we pay for our Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus. And that payment is $11.99. Oh, I gotta go get my daughter. Oh, I did not realize the time, guys. I'm so sorry. I will be back with this video probably tomorrow, honestly. I thought it was like 3 o'clock, but it's actually almost 5, which means my daughter needs to be picked up like now. So I will be picking up this video next time. So I'm so sorry. I will be back. Hey guys, sorry for that last minute kind of like dip out at the beginning of this video. I did not mean to leave you guys hanging there. I'm sure it was only been a second, but we'll get right back into it. It looks like we were in the middle of writing down all of our bills and stuff for this month, and I do want to provide an update. So Sean will be switching jobs at some point this month, and we probably won't be getting this paycheck or this paycheck. So I am going to go ahead and white those out and plan like they're not there. Hopefully we will know when he's getting paid next soon. And that way we can write that in later, but for now we're just going to plan like these two don't exist. So for now we're just going to deal with our first 2 paychecks and then my paychecks for this month. So moving on, back where we left off, looks like we wrote down Paramount Plus. The next bill is on the 15th. So on the 15th, we have a bunch of different things. First of all, we have my car payment. So my car for $348. Then we have Sean's car for $528. Then we have a payment for our line of credit. This month it is $29.01. Last month it was about $30, so it did come down by about $1 for some reason. And I believe that's it for the 15th. Then the 17th we have payment for our car insurance. So USAA, and I did write down exactly what it was. $335.81. Then up next, it looks like we have something on the 20th. We have Disney Plus on the 20th. Jasper. Sorry, my dog is whining. Oh, I see why. Hold on, my husband is leaving. Then we have on the 21st is my husband's credit card. UW credit card. I don't know if we have the amount for that yet. Oh, we do. $110 this month. On the 22nd, we have Wells Fargo. I don't actually think there will be a bill due for this. I'm going to write it and just leave it blank. We did pay off this card last month, but sometimes like the interest just has been doing weird things where it charges you kind of like delayed. So we'll see if there's anything on it, but it should be no payment this month for that. On the 22nd, we also have iCloud Plus that my husband, I guess it's like a family plan, so we both technically use it, but I'm pretty sure he uses all the storage for this. $9.99. Let's see here. Then we have the next thing is on the 25th. That is Alliant Energy. That is our energy source for our apartment that we pay for. And not ready yet, so I'm just going to put a $sign. We could fill it in later. On the 27th, we have a payment for Citi. Citi is also paid off, so I don't think that there will be anything due, but I'm just going to write it in like there is. Basically, our game plan for paid off credit cards is, here's the game plan. I don't know if I've shared this before. So we've paid off 4 credit cards. No, 3. We've paid off 3 credit cards so far. And basically the goal after they're paid off, once they've got a 0 balance, I do want to put like one bill. I do want to put one bill on them that happens monthly and we pay off monthly just to show that we're paying off our entire balance every month. The reason being, we actually started like a debt-free journey in 2019 or something, like where we were like, oh, let's get rid of all of our debt. And we tried for a little bit and gave up. Lost motivation, I guess. But one of the problems we had was we paid off a card and we didn't use it. Like we set it to the side and then they eventually closed the card and it actually impacted my husband's credit a lot because his average age of credit went way down because that was his first card. So, I'm just trying to I think it's best if we put one bill on it, have it auto pay, and we know kind of what to expect on that single card every single month. Like, don't get crazy with it using it all the time, but just having that one bill go to it. And I believe our new gym membership will be charging to the Citi card, I believe, and then we will be paying that off every month once the bill comes. But for this month, we probably won't have anything. It should be next month that would start with our gym membership that we just signed up for with our new gym. So that's kind of our game plan when it comes to credit cards, just so that they don't get closed on us because of inactivity. We definitely don't want that happening because that would hurt our credit. We also pay for Spotify on the 25th. I forgot to write that in. Spotify for $14.99. Which I actually feel like is a relatively good deal because we both use this Spotify account. It's a duo account, which is pretty cool. Then we also have Discover payment on the 28th. And my student loans are all on the 28th as well. I like to separate them out just so I can see how much I'm paying for each student loan. I feel like for some reason that's really satisfying to me. And then last but certainly not least, we also have MG&E. That is another, I don't really know what sources of energy we're paying for, but we pay. Jasper. Hey, Jasper, lay down. No. Not really sure what the difference is between MG&E and Alliant, but we pay for both at our current apartment. And that one is due on the 15th as well. I'm so sorry if you can hear my pets. They are kind of going crazy right now. And the MG&E bill for this month is $56.85. $56.85. Okay. The only other thing that's not written in here, I believe, is our weekly daycare costs. We just found out this morning how the billing works at our new daycare, so I'm actually kind of glad that we had to wait until today to finish this anyways. So basically they're going to charge our account on Saturday and it's due by Wednesday. For us, I really would rather just get it out of the way. Like if it charges on Saturday and then we can just pay it on Monday, I think that would just be easiest. So I am just going to have it listed as like a Monday weekly cost. Originally, I thought that I would maybe put this bill onto a credit card and then pay the credit card off each month, but it really would add up over time, and I think it's easier just to pay straight out of our bank account. I'm definitely not wanting to like raise our utilization on each of these cards. I really just want to be smart with and strategic with how we're utilizing our paid off credit cards so that we don't end up in debt again. So it should be about $204 a week now. I think I already mentioned that. So I'm just going to write it in for every single Monday of this month. Daycare, $204. And I would just prefer to have it on auto pay and pay out of our checking account. That way we can just get in the habit of having the money on hand. Because I really do feel like daycare is like one of the big reasons why we did go into so much debt to begin with. It's not the only reason, obviously, but for a couple of our cards, it really was like daycare payments that we were making. So definitely want to prioritize making sure that this gets paid out of our checking account and we don't go crazy with the credit cards on that again. So I believe that's everything written in as far as I can possibly remember. I'm just double checking my little sheet next to me quick, which means that we can get into highlighting, my favorite part, using the colors. Not sure what colors we want to be using this month. I kind of want a blue in there. Maybe we'll do blue for my paycheck right here. Maybe we'll do some of this like peachy orangish color. Ooh, it's like very bright. Okay. Was not expecting that. Let's see. Gray. I really like the gray. We used gray last month for one of the paychecks. And for some reason I find it really satisfying. Gray. We'll do purple. Love a good purple. Okay. And then we also have the Patreon paycheck and the YouTube paycheck. So we will color those in as well. Let's do green for YouTube. And let's do this yellowy color for Patreon. Okay. We got all of our colors for this month. Got them all worked out. Okay, so now what I like to do is basically highlight everything that I think like belongs to a certain paycheck. So got my handy dandy calculator out. I will be kind of calculating to the side here as we go, just seeing kind of what it adds up to for each paycheck just so I know. I know we get paid hourly, so our paychecks aren't the same every week, but I do know around what we make each week. So I am going to highlight based on what I think will go towards each paycheck. It's not always 100%. It's not always 100% accurate, but it's pretty darn close. So starting with rent and our water sewer, normally that gets paid out of my paycheck. Either way, so $14.84 plus 41. And then we've got daycare, obviously, plus 204. And then we've got some of these other charges. I'm thinking what will probably happen here is that Sean's paycheck will be paying for this one and honestly probably all three of these. We will just plan on his paycheck paying for them. As well as the Paramount Plus. And then my paycheck paying for the daycare. Okay. Looks good. And then for Squarespace, you might have wondered why I left it out. Any sort of like business expense, I try to use my business account to cover it. So I'm going to highlight it with this yellow, but it's actually last month's paycheck that we'll be paying for it. It just is easier to color it yellow because it looks like it belongs to the Patreon paycheck. So that is it for like this first couple pay periods, couple weeks. Next, we're moving into the gray zone. We're just gonna pretty much assume that everything is going under my paycheck because I'm not sure when he will get paid next after he switches over. I'm really not sure. So we're just going to go with that. So 57 plus 29 plus 528 plus 348 equals 962. Okay. So let's highlight all of these guys. Then we'll also have USAA 336. Daycare 204. Then we'll have Disney Plus. UW credit card. iCloud. I'm just going to leave Wells Fargo blank because I don't think we're going to owe anything this month. Then we'll have Spotify, Daycare, Alliant Energy. So plus 204 plus 15. Yeah, and I don't know if we'll owe anything for City either, so I'm not going to highlight that one either just because I'm really thinking we won't have to pay for that one. And then I am going to have this paycheck number 3 pretty much cover everything right here. And then it will be covering the first of the month for April as well. So we are going to have this highlighted. I don't know what the amounts are yet. I guess I will write a dollar sign and just highlight a little extra space. Okay, perfect. Oh my goodness, I do this every month, but I realized that Spotify actually isn't charged through my account. It's charged through my business account because I consider music to be like anything music related. I consider to be a business expense pretty much. So that will actually be through my Patreon paycheck. Very nice. I think that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think. I do want to write in something I like to do with paychecks is I like to write in the amount we got paid. So I'll put $sign and $sign. And then the amount we're getting in cash. Previous months, I have been doing like amount towards bills, amount towards cash, but really the only ones that I care about is how much I got paid and how much I got in cash for cash stuffing. So I'm going to write that quick for all of the paychecks that we receive that I really want to know that for. So here, cash, and then here, and cash. And then also for Patreon, I like to set aside 30% for taxes. And then the rest is just staying kind of in the account for now because I don't really make much more than what I spend currently. We also have Spectrum, and I'm noticing that Spectrum isn't on here. Let me see. It's on the 26th. Okay, so let's add Spectrum onto here as well because it's currently not on here. Spectrum. Because that is also a business expense. So I do want to get that highlighted as business expense so we don't forget about it. Perfect. And I'm not sure what the amount is for that one yet because normally it doesn't come out until like the 6th or the 7th of each month. So just going to leave it blank for now. Like I said, I'm not expecting to pay anything for Citi or Wells Fargo this month. Yeah, it's looking good. Honestly, I feel like it's looking a little less chaotic than previous months, and I'm not really sure why, but I'm here for it. I also think that like as the months go on, like currently, once this week is over, nothing will be charging to Wells Fargo. Citi will be getting the gym membership, and Sean's credit card, I will also be giving like some sort of expense that can be paid with a credit card just so it can stay in use. But yeah, overall, it's pretty nice just to kind of lower the amount of payments that we're making throughout the month. And I think as we pay off these credit cards, it will actually be really nice not to have such chaotic calendars. But I think this is all I have for you guys today. I can't think of anything else that I would want to do. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, I know my February one did really, really well, and I really, really appreciate that. So if you enjoyed this video, please let me know down below. I'm almost to 100 subscribers, so if you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. I definitely would appreciate it. I'm very excited for this month, hopefully moving forward as a really good month for us. And I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.